Hello, everybody. I'm Conquering History Games, and welcome to part 20 of my Hearts of Iron for the New Order campaign as the United States of America. So this ought to be interesting for those of you who have jumped to episode 20. Because I look at the analysis. I know there's people who they kind of will jump into every 10 or every 5 of a series to kind of see what's going on. And the Kennedy curse is struck, so yeah, things have gotten a little weird. To say things have just gone topsy-turvy. Oh my goodness gracious. Strom freaking Thurman as president. Who would have thought? Though he did actually run for president. Look that up. So, let's look at his inauguration. You know, why didn't the Speaker of the House become president? Who would have been the Speaker of the House? Oh, we only look at the Senate, though. But, okay, if the Republican Democrats are in charge of the Senate, they're probably also in charge of the Speaker of the House. So, something happened. The inauguration of Strom Thurman. America is a quilt. Its presence stretching from one end of the continent to the other. Each patch is a cornfield. I'm just going to do like generic Southern accents for him, even though I know he had a certain way of speaking. Each patch is a cornfield, a city, a marketplace, a scrap of land bought in genocide and pain. Oh wait, no, this is not him speaking. It's a quilt of stories too. Myths and legends, sagas, and fuck French and its silent letters. Le de mémoire. In this past decade, too many stories have been added to the quilt. Bloodshed, scandal, hate, agony, grief. The collective nightmares of a nation and all its complexes have come true time and time again. And as the assembled congressmen and women sit in the House chamber, clad in black, they all know that yet another patch has been sown. Worse still is the man newly sworn in as president. True, to some of those gathered, he's a hero, but to many others, President Strom Thurman is a sick joke of a phrase, and yet there he stands, bald head gleaming under the television lights and slick with sweat. He doesn't speak about segregation or states' rights, to the relief of the countless enemies that he's already made. He acknowledges his unelected status. He says all the important shibboleths of unity and patriotism. He eulogizes Robert Kennedy, America's latest fallen prince. Without any knowledge of who Strom Thurman is, the casual viewer might feel confident in this new president. Their anxieties might be soothed for the moment. But to those who know of him, this is a dark night of the soul without equal. Death has taken two icons of progressivism and left in their place an arch-segregationist as the leader of the free world. This newest bloody patch in America's quilt will take a long time to heal. And we keep living anyway. Let's read his bio. So state of national mourning, President pro tempore of the U.S. Senate. He has called for unity and patriotism. President Thurman, what year is it again? Okay, let's read his bio. Many expected far-right NPP leader James Strom Thurman to one day become president. None could have predicted the extraordinary circumstances which ultimately led him to the Oval Office. Born to wealthy and landed Southern gentry, Thurman quickly developed a keen political acumen. His legal education, stellar military service, and extensive connections led to him to become governor and later a senator of South Carolina. Staunchly segregationist, he led the exodus of Southern senators from the Democratic Party in the wake of Brown versus Board. As a leader of George Patton's Patriot Party, he successfully arranged the merger with the National Progressive Front and founded the modern National Progressive Party in 1957. Only 10 years earlier, wow. Despite failing to win the presidential election of 1960, he remained a major political leader and was president pro tempore of the Senate when Bobby Kennedy and Hubert Humphrey were assassinated. For reasons still unknown, the Speaker of the House refused the office of the presidency, and the line of succession fell on President Thurman. His long-held ambitions in the White House having finally been realized, Thurman presides over a nation in turmoil. While he is pledged to uphold the late President Kennedy's legacy, many fear he is plotting to destroy everything the progressive president stood for in order to remake America in his twisted white supremacist image. With the clock ticking down to the next election, the king takes his place on the board and begins his moves. Ooh, chess references. Incidentally, even though I really enjoy chess, I haven't seen that the Queen's Gambit thing. Greatest disaster. The unthinkable has happened. We have 2 presidents murdered in a row. The U.S. was still reeling from the death of JFK, and now that his brother was also shot in office, a fucking disaster. Already we're seeing riots, demonstrations. The people's faith in government has been seriously shaken. If we don't do something quick, this nation will quite literally tear itself apart. Fortunately, President Thurman has managed to parse through the chaos and has taken control. Under his strong leadership, this country will not only be saved, it will come out all the stronger. The matter of succession. So I guess we got to pick a VP. Okay, we cannot do any of these fighting tyranny things because all is not, in fact, well. So we have done what we must. The Confederate flag on the Marine Monument. I've actually been here. They haven't updated it in a while. It only goes up to Somalia. So I'm guessing we're going to have to take... Yeah, let me look here again. We're probably going to have to take this entire section of the tree here. Is there anything else out here? No. We're probably going to have to take this whole section before we can do anything else. So 14 days, 21 days, 21 days. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Some of these take slightly over a month. So it's going to take about a year. Let's call it a year. Early 68 before we're going to be able to do anything else, probably. That's not counting whatever sort of things are going on out here. Let's keep helping out the Commonwealth of Siberia. Actually, no, we don't want to help the Commonwealth of Siberia anymore because we are now authoritarian Democrats. Yeah, 7% party popularity. Wow. Got our work cut out for us here. So let's go for the Ural Military District is who we want to help now. Russia must be out there going, why can't these dang Americans make up their mind? My God, the West Russian Revolutionary Front's more stable than we are. The greatest disaster. But a greater opportunity. Hold on. Let me get rid of the options to like send to the Revolutionary Front and stuff. Obviously, Strom Thurman's not going to do anything like that. Bandits reign in Kazakhstan. Hold on. Yeah, we're not going to do this. None of this. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, what's our political power situation right now? So, while we take a focus, we're getting about 1/7 of one a day. So, it's going to take us like 100 days to dig out of this. Matter of succession. Hello? Mr. Speaker, this is Thurman. As in Jay Strom? Look, I don't know if you've tuned into Tube lately, but I have something very important to... I have, Mr. Speaker. That's precisely why I'm calling. You're next in line for the Oval Office in the wake of this tragedy, and I'd like to say as a colleague and as a friend that you should reconsider accepting the offer. Okay, so I guess it's... Oh, so the matter of succession, this is explaining what happened. This is not our VP. Is our VP already here? Yeah, that we don't have one yet. Okay, he's going to have to pick one, I guess. First off, you're not my friend, you far-right fuck. Second, who are you to tell? Hopefully I'm not going to have to tell anyone anything. But if you were to be sworn in, it would be my duty as a public servant to inform the public of matters that would make the president unfit for the dignity of his... The fuck are you trying to pull here? The American people deserve better than a man who does the kind of unnatural, immoral, and disgusting acts which you commit in motels on a regular basis. Motels you check into with an assumed name along some unsavory men. Motels whose curtains you had conveniently forgotten to close, where certain onlookers might have been inclined to take truly unsightly photographs. We do deserve better than such a man, don't you agree? I'll take that as a yes. Good call. I'm not the disgusting one here, Thurman. You are. Whole goddamn country will learn that firsthand as soon as you take office. Your country thanks you for making the right choice. Fuck you, Strom! One day can change everything. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that in 1960s political America. Doing naughty things. You gotta keep that out, and you gotta go New York. Hit Stonewall Street. Hit the Stonewall Inns for that. Look what you've done. So, who's the senator from Georgia now? Herbert Horton. So I guess like the governor just picked a replacement for us. So we've got 5 senators who are truly on our side. We've got 40 of the center NPP that could work with us here. This is just headed for a Republican-Democratic victory from what I'm looking at. Chita has unified the Russian Far East. How interesting. The Far Eastern Imperial Realm. The despotic czar is triumphant. Okay, next up, what do we got here? We can sow some seeds or console the people. Fake neutrality, call up Russell. New cabinet. Russell, like Senator Russell? Oh, would he be our vice president? You need a classy southerner in there as well. Let's sow some seeds. Let's find out what this cabinet's going to be. This sounds interesting. I'm imagining like Russell, Byrd. Who else was big from that time? Maybe you can get Smith. Well, he's a congressman. Probably not Smith. Eastlake. Thurman's been sworn in, but we fundamentally still have Kennedy's government. This will have to change. The seeds of our takeover must first be planted and then carefully cultivated. By the time we are done, they won't even realize what has taken root. We have to secure the support of different power brokers within the government. Okay, setting up the board. Remember, if it's wide, it goes to the right. You know, when you're setting up your board. White tile, bottom right. When you're looking at it. Wide is right. Easy way to remember. The first days were sober matters. The nation mourned. But he found himself quietly meeting with the party upper crust to handle the former matters of his succession. Meeting after meeting saw terse discussion between himself and the wary remnants of Bobby's coalition, who saw him as a threat to everything the young Kennedy had worked for. If he was to accomplish anything, Thurman realized, these idealists would have to go. First, he would need a vice president to serve at his side. A brief assessment of candidates would provide him the obvious answer. Maxwell Taylor, distinguished former Air Force Marshal, dignified military advisor to the U.S. government for at least a decade, and most crucially of all, a notorious rubber-stamping yes-man to whoever was in charge. Let's see, there were 2 excellent qualities. He was apolitical enough to avoid disgusting Bobby's old clique, and servile enough to do whatever the hell he wanted him to. Plus, his military background would no doubt appeal to the patriots. Vice President Taylor on his side, ready to do whatever needed to be done. Thurman gazed with confidence towards the rest of this struggle to come. The king and queen are in place. Now for the rest. Let's see. Maxwell Taylor doesn't know why he was appointed vice president. He certainly isn't a segregationist. He would have happily used the army to enforce desegregation. Perhaps a man with no political ambition is exactly the sort of peace Thurman needs on his side of the board. Taylor doesn't understand Thurman's political goals, nor does he try to figure them out. He's grateful for the prestige of the position and will gladly vote as Thurman required when tie-breaking is needed. Like a rook castling a king, Taylor can make his master safer and give him a slight edge in the game of politics. Soon, Taylor may cast the decisive vote that fulfills Thurman's ultimate ambition. So we're not going to have him as a general anymore. You see, he just disappeared. Okay. So this is also going to lower the cost of our planes that we build. Ooh, political power gain minus 10%. That's not fun. We're going to get daily air experience. Isn't that nice? Come on, come on. There we go. Oh, what is it? What do you even research in a time like this? Just whatever. Okay, so we're just going to keep pumping in some military shipments repeatedly to the... No, we're not going to help the Imperials. We'll just keep sending stuff to the Urals. I don't think I've ever seen the Far Eastern Imperial Realm get this far. The Tsar's New Groove. United Russia, boom, baby! So this is it. This is the 4. We've got Zhukov, Batov, Shotakovich, and Mikhail II. Bit of a spectrum here of various ideologies. Should be interesting. Why is it... No, I don't want to help them. Alright, we got a new decision to make binding the party. This is a dangerous time for America. There can be no more room for discord and selfish bickering within our ranks. Our party must walk together in lockstep. I promise that under my leadership, this party will be more unified than it ever was. And I'm willing to use all necessary measures to ensure that our values, American values, are defended and enshrined forever. The center looked on with dread. They looked to one another and wondered how long their dreams of a fair America could endure under the new leader. The NPP answers only to the president. So what's this Russell thing if he's not going to be our VP? So Richard Russell is the new president pro tempore. We should take the opportunity to inform Russell of all the necessary changes that will ensure the prosperity of America. Okay, let's do that. Whoopsie. Okay, there we go. What other decisions are available here? Provide technical and industrial support. Where's that at? Political landscape. Ooh, where? Oh, here we go. Here we go. To the Far Eastern realm. No, I don't want to. We probably can only do that with them because they're the ones who we have like a coastline with. Yeah. Wait, are we not able to send stuff to the Euro? Or what's going on here? Has over 25 regional obfuscation. Damage the ability of Germany to conduct operations in the region. Hey, oh, Switzerland ended up having a truce, so I guess that kind of worked. But still, Goering has a big, old, gross Reich going on out there. War Plan A. War Plan B. Oh, geez, he's going after Scandinavia and England in the future, it looks like. Then War Plan C. You have to have done the conquest of Iberia and Russia and be at war with Japan and America. Oh, what just happened? What just happened? It all went away. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? What? Did he die? What's going on? Ferdinand Schwarner. What is this? Having followed, he fights for nobody but himself. What? He only has one large brush and an ever-increasing amount of blood. Was there a coup? Right now? Wow, okay. I don't know what that was all about. Let's get this new cabinet. Huh. Influence the next Grand Marshal. What, did Zukov die? The devil from down to Georgia. Sorry, let me get a drink of water here. Richard Russell Jr. was a longtime ally of President Thurman, presidential candidate for the old States' Rights Party back in '48. Passionate opponent of many of President Kennedy's reforms, now a key player in his ambitions. They had a phone call that lasted hours. They were going to wrangle the government. Much had been laid out, but so much more remained to be done. The government's hurried acceptance of his vice presidential pick had made Thurman realize the window of opportunity he had, and Russell advised him to take full advantage of it. While the MPP were still reeling from the assassination and the country remained numb, they were far more likely to accept his ambitions in the interest of regaining some legitimacy and normalcy. They would need to act fast, but the rewards for success would be great. Thurman tasked Russell with the job of gathering their allied lawmakers together to get the necessary bills drafted and quickly. When all were written up, they would take the floor and pass each and every one of them, one after the other, in a lightning round of politics. The party could be corralled to vote for them, and the Republican Democrats were split enough that a few bipartisan votes could also be earned for more conservative seats. The strategy is set, and soon it will be time to play. So what's this influence the next Grand Marshal thing? What does this mean? Does this mean are we going to try to coup Zukov? There's no money cost attached, I'm noticing. Launch an operation. Wait, no, that was the wrong one. No. I meant to click or whatever. Operation commenced. Or was it the right one? Dang it. England and Wales are at war, and Isle ablaze once more. Well, that was over fast, wasn't it? I think that was an error because I think they were already at war, so that was probably supposed to be the event that says they defeated them. Yeah, there it is. CIA operatives reporting for duty. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, who gives a crap? Yeah, do that. Okay. The party is not yet fallen. We could stack the bench. Okay. Good behavior, they have not. Redraw maps. This will allow us to gerrymander the maps. Well, that's how you do it. When you only got 5 senators, do what you got to do. Then we're done with this. I think we can actually try to get the ports back from the Japanese or something. Or do we potentially go to war with them? Oh, no, it's just a meeting. It's a meeting. Operational failure. We'll get it next time. Let's try it again. Influence the next one. Let's try. Yeah, we'll just do it one more time. We did it before, and we will do it again. Oh, Agnew, right, and Fulbright. How could I forget them? The time has finally come for President Thurman to choose his cabinet. Naturally, this would no longer be a cabinet of idealists and supporters of government overreach like under President Kennedy, but a group committed to restoring dignity to the people of America. First on the agenda would be choosing his Secretary of State. We can do Senator Fulbright. He's an interesting individual. He's a committed segregationist. He held a wide range of stances on various issues from across the political spectrum and seen eye to eye with the Republican and Democrats in the center on many occasions. While perhaps not the most effective of choices, his potential for compromise could help soothe the other factions within the Senate and provide legitimacy for Thurman's new government. Yeah, Fulbright was an interesting guy because, like I said, he was a segregationist, but like he also was as the name implies, he's the guy behind the Fulbright scholarship and stuff like that. So it is a little weird. Second choice was Spiro Agnew, the IRL vice president to Nixon. A capable and dedicated political operative, Agnew was more mild in his opinions on the segregationist issue than Fulbright, but he could prove a valuable asset on account of his commitment and dedication to the American government. He was what some would call loyal, and others would call a yes man. But regardless of perspective, it was assured that he would follow President Thurman's decree to the letter. Both could be beneficial to Thurman in different ways, but only one could fill the role of Secretary of State. By the day's end, Thurman had made his decision. So if we go with Agnew, we'll get more political power, lose organization. Fulbright. If George Wallace is the personification of firebrand Southern populist policies, then William Fulbright embodies the South at its most genteel. So he's going to help us with, like, trade. Yeah, yeah, like right here, the Fulbright scholarships I was just talking about. He supports funding student exchange programs between the United States and other nations and spoke up in defense of those programs when they were criticized during the Great Scare. Yet he is still a Dixiecrat. If Fulbright sees a contradiction between being a champion of peace and international cooperation abroad and defending Jim Crow at home, he doesn't show it. Well, we're going to go with Agnew because we're going to have plenty of other raging segregationists, I'm sure. And, of course, there's me. I'm the biggest one of all. So he's going to give us political power gain, and he's a yes man. And plus, I just think it's really funny that it's Nixon's vice president. Maybe some bribery charges will come up. Who knows? Okay, let's now console the people while we pick their new cabinet. We need a Secretary of Defense, Robert Byrd. Yep, there it is. Proponent of strengthening and streamlining national security to providing extra funding to the Pentagon and security service while simultaneously, quote-unquote, tripping the fat of stripping out antiquated and unnecessary programs, giving the tension that would undoubtedly arise from the more troublesome areas of society as a result of Thurman's plans. A greater focus on security would not be remiss. We could also go with Mendel Rivers, who's an MPP hawk. He wanted to escalate things in South Africa. He has called for direct action against Japan. He has earned him the nickname the Granddaddy of the Warhawks, a name he wore with great pride. So there's appeals to them both. I think we're going to go with Byrd, though. Byrd's a really interesting guy, super into ancient Rome and that kind of stuff. I'm surprised the guy didn't wear a toga to the Senate constantly. Let's read about him, actually. You guys are going to like this. There is no member of the Wallace administration, aside from the man himself, okay, that's clearly a typo. That probably should say Thurman. Aside from the man himself, that American progressives loathe more than Robert C. Byrd. The former senator got his start in politics as an organizer for the KKK, and it was the Grand Dragon of West Virginia who mentored him to run for office. Byrd would earn a reputation as a vitriol, which has always been so ironic to me whenever you have segregationists that are from West Virginia, since West Virginia broke away from Virginia over that. Anyway, over like the Civil War. So he attempted to filibuster the 62 Civil Rights Act by speaking for a full 14 hours. He once wrote that, quote, Rather I should die 1,000 times and see old glory trampled in the dirt, never to rise again, than see this beloved land of ours become degraded by race mongrels, a throwback to the blackest specimen from the wilds," unquote. For some time, there have been rumors that Byrd was tempering his segregationist views to move closer to political mainstream. All hope of that were dashed as he doubled down on his segregationist politics following the election of George Wallace. In contrast to more moderate voices like Fulbright or Mills, Byrd has gone all in on racial segregation. He has used his new position to become Jim Crow's top advocate in the executive branch. With racial politics that are just barely to the left of Yawkey's American National Vanguard, Byrd is sure to hold Wallace's feet to the fire if he doesn't go through with repealing the Civil Rights Act. That's okay, so I'm guessing he's somebody who could serve in Wallace's administration, maybe. And that's happening. Okay, Secretary of Treasury. We got Wilbur Mills, the most powerful man in... I saw who the other one is. You know we got to go with him. One of the most powerful men in Congress is chair of the Ways and Means Committee, is dedicated to the fight for Southern rights and support our position on taxes and the like, but tends to have a few social leanings that could come to haunt us as we move forward with cementing power. On the other hand, Russell B. Long, down here in Louisiana, is a man of strong political pedigree. The son of the so-called Kingfish Huey Long, and himself an accomplished senator of Louisiana for many years, Long was a big proponent of government spending to improve the plight of the working poor, the elderly, and disabled. While not going so far as his father's more radical policies, Long fiercely believed that the plight of the less fortunate was the government's responsibility. While perhaps not the most economically viable option long-term, he would only be necessary until the completion of Thurman's crusade, and he would provide a much-needed buffer of support from those he represented. With this final selection, the cabinet would be complete. A cabinet dominated by those loyal, or at least useful, to Thurman's cause. Finally, the work could begin. We got to go with Long. You guys know that. And then here, there's like Wills, and, he likes to binge drink and hit up the titty bars. Strip clubs. We're gonna go with Russell Long. Really, look up the rest of Huey Long's family. It's kind of, I know it's because he was assassinated, but it's kind of like this ironic thing that Huey Long is the most famous one, when really it's his family members who all served much longer than he did, ultimately. Let's keep sending help to the Urals. We've got an operative who just got killed in action. Well, isn't that just peachy? Dragon Lady. Today is our lucky day, Mr. President. We have some technology that will change the Cold War. Just what could you possibly have now, Mr. Johnson? I haven't been impressed with your company in a while, that being Lockheed. We're engineering a new spy plane. This baby is a new and improved U-2, complete with better cameras for better recon. It's faster than some of our recent planes, so it can go anywhere and back in no time. Not only that, but it is bigger and stronger. When it can't maneuver, it can take a hit. Okay, alright, Mr. Johnson. I think we should take your plane on a test drive to make sure it really is what you say it is. I'm thinking we should send this plane over to Germany. What could possibly go wrong? Alright then, so we're going to console the people now. Skewer from the left. It was to be expected, but no less frustrating. Many supporters of President Kennedy's reforms responded with abject disgust, decrying Thurman's hijacking of the NPB with race haters and sycophants. They aligned against him, and they would cycle through the news cycle. More worryingly, some began to speak up in support of some of the most extreme factions within the left wing of the party, believing that only their radical proposals could expunge segregationist thought from the nation for good. It would seem that Thurman's scheming had not just united his opponents against him, but also disillusioned them with the rest of mainstream politics. Something would need to be done to take back control of the narrative, or else the dissent would continue to grow. Damn progressive! So the authoritarian socialists are on the board now, I think, except not really. They're supposed to have 1%. So I think the authoritarian socialist is Gus Hall. Operational success. Yakovlev's surge of popularity. So we're trying to influence the things that are going on out here. These are the voyages. So Star Trek has begun. They found this vision of a glorious future for humanity to be a great breath of fresh air in a sobering, dark reality. To boldly go where no man has gone before. That reminds me, I wonder how John Glenn's doing out in Ohio these days. We got freezing up. There we go. Central Siberian Republic, safe houses and stuff. Fake neutrality. The Beach Boys released Smile. This double downs on the Baroque and experimental nature of last year's Pet Sounds. I've really got to listen to the Beach Boys. What does hell does collimated Ruins Domino mean? So is this the president saying? I'm going to say, what the hell does collimated Ruins Domino mean? Okay. Thurman addresses the nation. My fellow Americans, today we stand on a precipice. The assassination of our president and vice president so soon after the felling of another has quite reasonably rocked our nation to its core, and I assure you that I understand your uncertainty and fear in this difficult time. But now is not the time for petty bickering or ideological opportunism. Now is the time that all of us need to come together as Americans to restore our country to greatness. A greatness born of tried and true American tradition, justice, and dignity that may have wavered over the years, but now can be reborn anew. So let us put aside our scuffles and work united to move past this awful tragedy together. So we're appealing for calm, we're trying to be paternal, we have America on our side, and we got some political power. Hey, we're not doing so bad these days, are we? Why does it keep wanting me to... I guess, despotism is better than socialism, if you're Thurman, but they really want us to help them out. Certified gold. Oh, you know what? Better them than the Central Republic. Maybe we can help them out, both out. You know what? Why not? Why not? Let's ship some help to the Far Eastern Imperial Realm and give them technical and industrial support. Certified gold. The stage was tiny. Iceland had been terrible. So far from Mama. Oh, it's okay, so Elvis is back. Guitar in hand, sweat dripping onto his leather jacket, basking in the applause and cheer of a crowd. He's happy. He's an icon, an electric conduit, a lovable mama's boy, a blight on the nation, sex incarnate, an infinite number of things. Elvis Presley is back. The image is one thing, and the human being is another. Okay, well, isn't that fun? Yeah, the way that we could just keep dumping money into the various parts of, excuse me, into Russia, just makes you think of that thing of The Simpsons where the people on the yacht are betting on the two monkeys with knives fighting one another. Okay, so I guess we're going to be soon. Should we go to finish the neutrality one? I guess that'll be it for today. So in the next episode, these next couple of focuses are going to take a little bit longer. Oh, wow, look at that. We've actually run out of things to build, haven't we? Well, or that we're not actively already building. Logistically, am I short on anything? Still with those freaking tanks. It's getting better with the helicopters, at least. I guess we could just build some military factories or whatever. Yeah, let's do that and that. Actually, I probably should have prioritized doing these ones here in the south. Anyway, that ought to keep the factories busy for a while. So, in the next episode, we're going to work on knocking out the other half of this tree, and then let's see if that lets us start fighting tyranny, and maybe we could try to get our treaty ports back, because in Los Angeles and San Francisco. But then we can also, I don't know, maybe it's going to open up another tree or something, so we'll have this and maybe some other options, and we can find out what exactly the grand vision is. So I'm Conquering History Games, and we'll continue the King's moves next time. See you then.